All right, so I bought this Kobalt 24V 12-inch chainsaw off of Facebook Marketplace. The guy said it hadn't been used much. It doesn't really look like it's been used a whole lot, but I didn't feel like it was cutting very well. So I wanted to try replacing the chain. So the original chain on this is a TriLink. They're a budget brand. You can get 2 of them for $10 on Amazon, so they're about $5 a piece. So I wanted to try something that was hopefully maybe a little bit better quality. So I picked up an Oregon chain. You can get these on Amazon for about $12 or $13. So when you go to buy the replacement chain, you want to make sure that you get the right one. There are multiple chains that say that they fit a 12-inch bar, but there are some different specifications. For one, it is a 3/8-inch low-profile chain. It is a 0.043 gauge, and it is R45, which means that it has 45 links. All right, just for clarity, you don't want to get the R44, which has 44 links, because it doesn't fit. All right, so let's get this apart. So the first thing that you actually want to do is you want to remove the battery. So the manual also recommends setting the chain brake. Okay, now we can remove this cover. So the side cover is off. All right, let's see. And then you should just be able to pick the bar off. Yep, and the chain with it. All right, set that off to the side. All right. So while you're doing this, it's not a bad idea if you want to get something, a screwdriver or a piece of plastic, and I just got a zip tie here. And you want to clean out the groove. And you want to especially make sure that these areas where the, this is where where the oil goes in, okay? So you just want to make sure you can, come on, get in the groove. There you go. You can see the zip tie goes in there and it is clear. If that's clogged up, it's not going to oil properly. You want to make sure both of them are clear. But you want to go through, make sure this groove is cleaned out. Yeah. All right. And then we can open up the new chain. All right, now we can untangle. Go that way? No. Well, it's these two is why. There it is. All right, now the chain does have a direction to it, so you want to make sure there should be little arrows on here. Let's see if I can show you. All right, and try and get it in the light. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it or not. There's a little arrow on the bottom of this link, and it shows you that it needs to go in this direction. Okay, so that's going to be this way. There we go. All right. So now the chain, we got it on the bar. So it's also a good time to clean this out. Now let's set the chain in here. There we go. Okay, so now when you go to put the cover on, you want to make sure that the guide pin in for the tensioner that's sticking out there goes into this lower hole. So you want to put it in. You might need to move things around and adjust it a little bit. And then when this knob pops up, that's when you know you hit the right spot, and then you can just tighten it down. Okay, but you don't want to make it real tight because there has to be some looseness and some play to tighten up the tension. Okay, so now that we have the cover on, to properly tension this, you don't really want to have any slack here. So we want to tighten this up, which is up, I believe. I'm going to turn this tension knob. And you want to, you should be able to move this a little bit. Okay, and as you tighten it, I think it doesn't really want to go anymore. This is pretty snug. There's no sag. Now we can tighten this up the rest of the way securely. Now, this is a brand new chain, so as you use it, it's probably going to stretch a little bit. So you want to be aware of that and adjust the tension accordingly. So you should also be able to, you can take the brake off, okay? And I'm just gonna use a rag here. You want to use something because you don't want to pull on this chain and accidentally, cut yourself. So you should be able to move that chain. You don't want it to over tighten it so that you can't move it. So, and if you have the chain brake on, obviously you're not going to be able to move it. So you want to make sure that the chain brake is off. Yeah, all right, that went a lot better. So as you can see, this is what the old chain was doing. Kind of looks like sawdust. This is the new chain, looks like shavings. So it is possible to sharpen the chains, and I may do a video on that in the future. But for now, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to help this channel out, please consider subscribing or becoming a member by clicking the join button below. Thanks for watching. Take care.